mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that it's because of the early focus on technique. Fluid mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that it's because of the early focus on technique.
Hello and good evening. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Welcome to the 2023 Madison Area Y Fall Folium. Just getting set up here. Trying to get everything running. So the meet is anticipated to start in about 10 minutes. The comments are open on YouTube, so for any feedback, if you're on your phone or computer, you can post it there. Hopefully I will have heat sheets to share the names. Everything should be available off the website, which is Madison Area Y Swimming. Let me get you the full Da-da-da-da. Right, if you just Google Madison Area Y swimming, you'll be brought to the Mariners page. So the first event tonight is the mile or the 1650. So this is session 1 of 5. It's known as the Friday distance session. We'll have 8 events starting with the 1650 for the girls, then boys, then 500, girls, boys. Those are events 3 and 4. Events 5 and 6 are the 1000 for the girls and boys. And then 7 and 8 are 400 IM. So I have a few different camera angles here for tonight. We have an overhead there that you see for all the starting blocks. With the distance, I'll probably stay on wide shots more so than not. So this is just a wide shot of the whole pool, 8-lane pool, lane 1 at the top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom. Hopefully the scoreboard in the top left is visible. I'll try and keep that on more times than not. The only time I might shut that off is down this far end. It kind of steps on that lanes 1, 2, and 3, so I might shut it off there, and then I could toggle it back on. All right, you see the one of the parent volunteers adjusting the lane line. And then a couple other views. I do have a roaming camera, so depending on where we are with the race, I'll try and follow a swimmer for a period of time. With an 8-lane pool, I try and capture all the swimmers as I can. So again, we'll stay there. But again, this is camera 1. That's our wide shot. We'll stay there probably for a fair amount. So if somebody could comment if everything looks and sounds okay. I'm just getting settled in. Want to point out on the bottom right of your screen there, you see Fluid Mechanics. They are a swim instruction program. They are sponsoring this weekend's meet, assisting with some of the financials to run the meet. Okay. So again, we're anticipating event 1. You see the names up top. That was probably just a test start. There's a swimmer in our bottom lane, but yes, thank you. Thanks so much. All right, good evening. All right, so I guess there was a little reseating. So we're going to be swimming these co-ed for the first 4 races. So event 1 and 2 was the girls' mile 1650. That has been combined down to 3 heats. I do not have an electronic copy yet to display. When I do get that, I will share that with you. Okay, and on the top right, I will be displaying the names up there when I do get it. So I'll put a placeholder up there. That black box with the letter S is up there. When I do get them, those will be the racers in the next heat. Okay, so the first heat going off, lane 1, Riley Keenan. Lane 2 is Sagilio. Lane 3, McGowan. Lane 4, Gilligan. Lane 4, Rodrigo. Lane 6, Burns. Lane 7 is Ava Anderson. So that'll be our first race. We should see those swimmers lining up behind the blocks. All right, if you are just joining us, we're still waiting to start. It was an anticipated 5:10 start. Real time here, Madison, New Jersey, 5:09. All right, again, names on the top left, 7 swimmers. The first 2 events, so the girls was event 1, boys was event 2. These have been combined to be co-ed. So we have 7 swimmers, then we have 8, and then we have 3. So these are being seated. I don't know how they're seated. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like there's only 1 heat of girls, and then we'll have 2 heats of boys. Again, this is going to be our first race of the night. All right, lane 1 at the top of the pool. Lane 8 empty in this race, but towards the bottom of the pool. And we're off. So as you see at the far end with the distance races, there are teammates, friends, or family assisting there with the counting boards. This is a 25-yard pool. All right, so our lead swimmer there in lane 4 has completed 100. So you'll see the 7 at that far end. So that's indicating our lead swimmer coming back will touch at 8 lengths completed, or 200 yards. Okay, again, lane 4 leading out. You'll see in the scoreboard the rightmost column representing the running order there. So the column header is PL for place. So that's followed by lane 2, lane 5, lane 6 for the running order there. Lane 7, and then lane 1. So lane 3 is a scratch and lane 8 was empty. So here's a high view. All right, so on the top right of your screen, you'll see names in orange. Those are the racers for the next race. So in this case, it'll be Heat 2, which looks like are all boys. Great. Looks like it, yep. All right, so those will be the racers for the next race, which is Heat 2 of the 1650. All right, so here we are, middle of your pool, lane 4 coming in turn. And we'll follow her down to the far end, take a look at the counters. So that was her 400, so she's at 17 lengths now. So that previous turn at the start end was 16 lengths, or 400 yards. And we'll stay here for a second. We'll just sync up with the other swimmers with their counters. All right, hopefully this view is worthwhile and valuable, and just to get you an idea of where everybody is. So again, our lead swimmer, lane 4, Regan Gilligan, has made the turn coming back. Okay. From this view, right side of your screen is the start end. So lane 4 swimmer there is our lead swimmer. She is 2 lengths ahead of the other swimmers. So as you see, she's seeing a 23. Other swimmers saw 21. So again, lane 4, this will be 24 lengths complete. So I'm going to just kind of follow each swimmer for a period of time here. So this is lane 7 towards the bottom with the blue cap, lane 6 in the middle of your screen, and then lane 5. And if we go up to, so top of your screen is lane 1. It's just turned. Lane 4 is just turned. And lane 2 is at the far end. So this is lane 1 towards the top of your screen, lane 4 towards the bottom. And we'll be seeing lane 2 come into your picture, just going under the flags there. Now this is lane 2 making her turn. So the race in total is 66 lengths. So our lead swimmer here in lane 4, Regan Gilligan, just short of halfway, so 50 yards short of halfway. Again, if you're just joining us on the top right of your screen, you'll see the names for the next race. That'll be the boys. It's known as Heat 2 on the heat sheets. We have a total of 3 heats here for the 1650. So tonight, this is session 1, known as Friday Distance. Tomorrow we have 2 sessions. Younger kids in the morning, older kids in the afternoon. And then Sunday we have 2 sessions. So initially, maybe if you saw this early on, it represented different sections for the young kids, and then 11, 12s. Those were combined. So it's basically a 12 and under and then a 13 and over sessions for the weekend. Okay, again, that's lane 4, our lead swimmer there, as you can see from the rightmost column in the scoreboard with the place column. Take a look at the far end. So she's now seeing 41. So then again, that represents the completed lengths at that end of the pool, the far end. So we'll always have odd numbers at that end, and then when they come down and turn at the start end or the right end of the pool, this will be an even number. That's 42 complete there. All right. If you are just joining, this is our first race of the night, heat 1 of 3. Might see it as event 1, heat 1. They've combined the boys and girls into a grouping here. So this is heat 1 for the girls, and we have 2 heats for the boys, 8 swimmers and 3 swimmers. So the 8 swimmers up next are the names you see in the top right of your screen in orange text. All right, so here's our lead swimmer, lane 4, seeing a 51. Again, we're swimming 66 total lengths. So 10 lengths to go, or 250 yards for our lead swimmer there in lane 4. Again, lane 1 at the top of your screen. Lane 8 is at the bottom. There's no swimmer in lane 8, so that's lane 7 to the leftmost of your screen, turning at 49. 66 total lengths. So there was a quick bell, and then the counter at the far end did change over to the orange, so we're complete there. $18.13. Just about Reagan's seed time there. Came in with an 18.06. So let's sync up with the other swimmers at the far end. I'm sorry, I missed a few finishers. So this is lane 7 finishing, and other swimmer is in lane 1. Again, the names on the top right of your screen in orange text represent the swimmers in the next heat. All right, so that's going to conclude Event 1, Heat 1. Let's see if we can do this. So the names that you see on the screen, they're formatted a little poorly. I need to rotate that a little. Let's see if we can get this done. So this is going to represent the lane assignments for the boys coming up. Some of these... All right, I got to work on the alignment a little bit. Hopefully that's helpful where you see the placement for the names to the lanes. The tops are a little poorly formatted. That's a little bit better for lane 1. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. And I am sorry, I thought lane 1 had finished. She's still out there. I apologize. I thought I saw the orange square at the last turn. Great effort there. All right, again, I apologize. Sorry, I got a little ahead. So this is okay, event. That's it. All right, again, this is another 1650 mile, 66 lengths of the pool. I'll update the names in a second on the top right for the swimmers. We have 3 swimmers in the next race, which will be the final heat for the 1650. All right, there's 4 lengths done. That's 100 split. Again, lane 1, top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom. That is lane 4 leading us out. Kyle Phillips from CAT Swimming came in on a 16:59 seed time, Kyle, there. So to give you a quick overview, this is event 2 in our schedule for tonight. Events 3 and 4 will be the girls and then boys of the 500 free. We have 4 heats there. Events 5 and 6 are the 1,000 free. We have 6 heats total there between the girls and the boys. And then we conclude tonight, events 7 and 8, 400 IM. We'll probably have 1 heat of that. We have 3 girls and 3 boys. So at the far end of the pool, that's our lead swimmer you see. He saw 11, so this is 12, so this is a 300 split. Still sub 30s on his cumulative. That's lane 2 turning, and then 8, and then 5. So again, the yellow numbers you see on the top right, or the top left rightmost column, those are the running order numbers. And then ultimately when the race is over, that's the finish order. So again, here's our lead swimmer, lane 4 turning. And we can see he just saw a 15, so this will be a 400 split for lane 4, Kyle Phillips. All right, so we'll just follow individual swimmers for a little bit. So this is lane 1, Grayson Pierre. And we'll follow lane 2 back, Luke Gardner. This is lane 3, Troy Dibble. And we'll jump down to lane 5. Owen Smith here, turning at 21. So Owen towards the bottom of your screen, and above him, Kyle with the green cap. That's lane 4. We'll jump down to lane 6. Zach Joyal. And pick up lane 7 next to him. Oh. Tyrion Chang there in lane 7 with the black cap. And we'll follow Declan Robinson here in lane 8. All right, we'll stay here for a second. You can see the counters. Again, lane 4, Kyle Phillips leading us out. He just saw 31, so this will be 32 as he comes down. So 800 complete. There's halfway for Kyle. Again, all the shots are from the same end of the pool, so lane 1 will always be towards the top of your screen. Lane 8 towards the bottom. All right, thanks for joining us. The chat is open on YouTube, so if you're watching this from a computer or your phone, you can post comments or questions there. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. We're back tomorrow for the 2 sessions and then the 2 sessions on Sunday. This is our lead swimmer, lane 4, Kyle Phillips. So as you can see, the counter boards here at Madison have poles attached to them with little clips on them. Other pools, you'll see the swimmers kind of kneeling down, having to put their hands down into the water. There's kind of second, third, and fourth, I believe. No, I'm sorry, second and third. Lane 7 turned. It is in 7th running order here. Again, here's our lead swimmer, lane 4, Kyle Phillips, turning at the start end. This is lane 6 turning. That is our 5th place swimmer in the running order currently. All right, let's take a peek at the far end and have quite a few swimmers. That's lane 2 turning. Lane 5, 3, and then 4. So 4 is our lead swimmer. He's at 49. He'll come down. He'll touch at 50 at this near end. 16 to go, or 400 yards to go for our lead swimmer there in the middle of that pack. About to turn now. All right, middle of your screen there. Saw the 55 put down, so he'll be at 56 lengths at this near end. All right, so there's our lead swimmer in lane 4, seeing a 63. There's a bell lap for Kyle. Let's take a look at the far end. So lane 5 is seeing a 63. Same with lane 3. Here's lane 5 with 50 to go. And lane 3, I also believe 50. Yep, representing third place on the board. So here's our second place running order swimmer, lane 5, Smith. Followed by lane 3 up there turning. Final 25 for him too. This should be lane 3 finishing. Sorry, yeah, lane 8 Robertson, 4th place. Sorry, I missed that. And I believe and lane 6 Joy Al finished in 5th place. 3 swimmers in the pool. That's Gardner finishing in 6th. Try and capture lane 1 and lane 7. All right, again, that doesn't work very well. Shucks. All right. All right, 3 swimmers, lanes 1, 2, and 3. And we're underway. All right, again, hopefully that helps a little so you can get a reference for placement there, swimmers. So up next will be the girls' 500 free. Looks like we're going girls, boys, girls, boys. So I'll get those names updated on the top right for you. So the names you see in orange on the top right represent the swimmers in the next race. Again, the next race will be a 500 free. So this is our final 1650, or known as the mile. All right, so up top here is lane 1, J.D. Rawlings. And now here with the white cap is lane 2, Ian Wardle. And just below that is Connor Sabia, lane 3. So the swimmers are seeing a 7 at the far end, representing the turn down here at the start. Will be eight lengths, or 200 yards complete. No counter there on lane 1. Oop. And a couple 9s for 2 and 3. This is lane 2 here, Ian Wardle. And lane 3, Connor Sevilla. So following the lane order is our running order 1, 2, 3. So lane 1 doesn't have a counter. I believe that's 15 for him. Coming down will be 400 yards complete. So that's a 400 split there for J.D. Rawlings in lane 1. All right, again, this is our last heat of the 1650. Then we'll move into events 3 and 4, which are the 500 free. All right, so our swimmers in lanes 2 and 3 are seeing 23s. So I'm assuming lane 1 would see a 25. So at the previous end was a 600 split for lane 1. And lanes 2 and 3, this will be their 600 split. All right, hope you're enjoying the coverage. Again, love to get feedback. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Again, the chat is open, or if it's easier or you prefer, email is commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. So all one big word, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. Okay, again, lane 1 is our lead swimmer here. He's lapped lanes 2 and 3. Again, this is session 1 overall for the meet. Sessions 2 and 3 are on Saturday. 4 and 5 are on Sunday. 2 sessions each day, Saturday and Sunday. Younger kids are the morning session. Older kids are sorry, I'm slipping here. Older kids are the afternoon or evening sessions. All right, so lane 1 has lapped the swimmers in 2 and 3. So we're seeing a 35 for lane, 35 for lane 3. So I'm assuming it's a 37 for lane 1. 66 total lengths for this race. 1650 divided by the 25-yard pool. That is the real time of day up there, 6:09 currently here in Madison, New Jersey. This is daylight savings weekend, so we do gain an hour going into the Sunday morning session. This session is projected to finish around, well, the last race is at 8:12. So about 2 more hours of racing tonight. So again, lane 1 had gone out a little faster than 2 and 3. I don't know if lane 3 saw him out of the corner of the eye and picked it up a little. So again, lane 1 is Rawlings leading us out here. Should be, is that 42 for him? So again, lane 1 does not have a counter. We're seeing 41 put in for lane 3, so I'm assuming it's a 43 for lane 1. So again, our lead swimmer here in lane 1, followed by lane 3, but he has lapped the field there. And then lane 2 is our third place swimmer. So you'll see on the scoreboard as lane 1 turns, the running order, the rightmost column. So we're seeing 53 there for lane 3. So I'm assuming that was 55 for lane 1. So this would be touch for 56. 10 lengths or 250 yards to go for Rawlings. I'm sorry, I may be mispronouncing. It might be Rollins. I was adding a G, sorry. So that's lane 1, lead swimmer, followed by lane 3, Connor Sabia. We'll pick up lane 2, swimmer here in the white cap, Ian Wardle. And there's JD up in lane 1. All right, so the officials behind the block there. We're getting the bell for JD here, lane 1. 50 to go. Let's follow him in this final 50. (19, 20, 46). Okay, so that's lane 2 with the white cap who just turned. He's our 3rd place swimmer. And here's lane 3, our 2nd place. I believe he still has 50 to go. So this is lane 3, Connor Sabia on his final 15 yards. Great job. And up in lane 2, should be seeing his squares. 25 to go here for Ian Wardle. All right, so that's going to conclude the 3 heats of the 1650. Up next, as you see the names in the top right, those are the girls for the first 500 free. And here's their lane assignments. Again, in that lane assignments, it's a lane number, name, age, team affiliation, and then seed time. So all the swimmers have seed times based on previously swimming this race or kind of a conversion time. All right. So again, lane 1 at the top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom. Okay, this is a 500. $20 lengths of the pool. Now on the top right, you'll see the names updated for the boys in the next race. So we're alternating girls, boys, girls, boys. So that's lane 4, first to turn there. So leading us out is Penelope Byler. So even with the 500, they will use the counters. 400 frees typically do not. Jump back to this end of the pool. So as we scan down, we're seeing all 7s for the swimmers, representing 7 lengths complete. So as they come back to this near end, start end, this will be a 200 split. That's lane 4 turning, followed by lane 5, our 2 lead swimmers here. Scan down, that's lane 6 and 8, followed by 7. And then the running order here is lane 3, 2, and 1. Finishing out the final places 6, 7, and 8, as you can see in the running order in the top of your screen. Okay, so here's a halfway split for lane 4, a 250. 250 yards. So Penelope Byler here in lane 4, blue cap, middle of the pool, turning. That's a 300 split for her. Followed by lane 5, Sophia Katner. All right, so pan down to the far end. This is our lead swimmer, middle of the pool. Lane 4. Seeing a 15 put down, that's 15 complete. Jump back to the start end, middle of the pool. This is Penelope at our 400 split. So lane 8 just turned. She's in our 4th place. Oh, there's a bell lap for lane 4. 50 yards to go, down and back. And she's followed by lane 5, who's going down. Should see the triangles for her. Go square. All right, and here's lane 4 coming into the wall to finish. 6:01:57. And then lane 5 finishing. So Sophia Katner in lane 5 there with a nice 10-second drop off her seed time. And I believe lane 6 and then 8 are finishing. Lane 6 in 3rd place here. 20-second drop for Alexa. And Kate Keeler there, lane 8, came in at a 7:30 seed time. Just swam a 6:36. Great job, Kate. So all these girls are 12 and unders, 12, 11, and 10-year-olds. Great job. All right, again, I mentioned on the top right, those are the names for the racers in the next race. And let's see if this works. And on the screen, this is their lane assignment. So again, this, depending on, this is event 4, heat 1. But so we're jumping to the boys, and then we'll jump back to the girls. We have one more heat of the girls. All right. All right, so the boys are underway. We'll see them at the far end turn here. And the names now on the top right are the girls for the next race. So here are the boys coming into the wall for their 50 turn, led by lane 4, Will Dyer. Again, so we went girls, now we have a boys race, then we'll go back to the other girls. There's 3 swimmers, as you can see in the top right. And these races were seeded fastest to slowest. So with the distance, that's typical. That heat 1, the starting ones are the faster swimmers. Other invitational type meets and so on, it might go slowest to fastest, building up to the last heat being the faster swimmers. The distance are not typically done that way. All right. There again, that's lane 4, Dyer, leading us out, followed by lane 5 and then lane 3. So as the boys come to the start end, this will be a 200 split. Lanes 1, 7, and 8 all turning simultaneous. All right, jump back to the center of the pool. That's lane 4 leading this. And this is lane 3. Turning. Bend Midland. So middle of the pool, lane 4, our lead swimmer there, Will Dyer from Madison Area Y. Again, on the scoreboard, the rightmost column is the running order as the race is in progress. And at the end, that'll be the finish order. All right, so we're seeing 15s at the far end for our lead swimmer, Dyer, in lane 4. So this will be a 400 split as he comes down and turns. All right, 4 lengths to go for our lead swimmer. That's lane 4, followed by lane 5 here, second place swimmer. That's lane 1. And then 7 and 8 are turning along with 3. All right, we'll stay here. Lane 4, our lead swimmer's coming at his 450, so he'll get the bell. See the official. All right. So that's lane 5 for second place. I believe lane 3 will be finishing here for third place. $5.51 Dyer. So Will Dyer there came in low time on that, had a 5:51 seed. I'm sorry, a 6:00 seed, swam a 5:51. That's fourth place for Kimball there in lane 6. Landon dropping 10 seconds off his 6:52 seed. Lane 1, Beeler with a 6th place finish. All right, here are the names for the 3 girls in the next heat. Looney, Jadro, and Hong swimming in the middle of the pool. While we have a second, we'll do this real quick. All right, here's our 3 swimmers. Again, this is the second of the girls' heat, so event 3, heat 2. Then after this, we have 1 heat for the boys 500. And the names for the boys are now on the top right of your screen. Okay. This is the lane assignment for the girls. They'll be swimming in lanes 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Again, lane 3 towards the top of your screen. Lane 5 towards the bottom, the closer swimmer. All right, hope everybody's enjoying the coverage. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. So we'll have this session tonight, known as Friday Distance. We'll have 2 sessions tomorrow and 2 on Sunday. All right, so the swimmers are seeing 3 lengths completed as they come back to the start end. This represent 100 split time for them. So this is our lane 4 swimmer leading out. Followed by 3 towards the top of your screen and 5 towards the bottom of your screen. All right, so all our swimmers are seeing 11s at the far end, representing 12 complete when they come down to the start end. 300 yards complete. All right, so this is a 400-yard split for our lead swimmer, lane 4, Jardo. All right, jump down to the far end. Here's a bell lap for lane 4. All right, nice job, ladies. All right, so that's going to complete the girls' side of the 500. We do have one more heat for the boys, and this is their lane assignment. Swimmers in lanes 2 through 6, according to the sheet. See if we get a quick picture zoomed in. There's the boys lining up. And here's their lanes. All right, we're underway here with the boys. And then we'll move into the 1,000 free. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heats there. I'll get the names updated in a second.
Reminder for all timers to please hit the plunger at the finish. A reminder for all timers to please hit the plunger at the finish. Thank you.
All right, so the names on the top right are the girls for the first heat of the 1,000. All right, here's the boys' 100 splits. So if anybody watching from home was on pickup duty, we're tracking right on time. This race was supposed to start at, well, we're a couple minutes late. 6:42 was supposed to start. It is 6:46 real time here, as you can see on the wall above when we pan back. Those clocks up top, 6:46. All right, again, this is the last heat for the 500. So we'll have 6 heats of the 1,000, and then I just got notified the last race, which is event 7 and 8, is a 400 IM. We're combining the girls and the boys into one race. There's both 3 girls and 3 boys. So this is a 200 split here on the near end for our swimmers. It's lane 3, first place, or leading us out, running order first place, followed by lane 5, and then lane 2 is in 5th place. I missed a couple swimmers in the middle of the pool still. There's our 3rd place swimmer there in lane 6. This is lanes 3 and 4 turning. Lane 3 is our lead swimmer. Lane 4 did not register the turn. So the boys are the lead swimmers there will be showing an 11, so it's coming down will be their 300 split. So our lead swimmer here in lane 3 just saw 15. So this is a 400 split as he turns on the right end or the start end. And that didn't register. So sometimes the swimmers will come in and be off-center to the pads. The pads are basically, the easiest way to think about it is a couple pieces of aluminum foil with an air space between them. And as the swimmer puts pressure on it, it makes contact, and that sends a signal to the timing system. So sometimes they might be coming into the wall too low or off center, and it might not register. But this should be the bell lap for lane 3, and there's the official. Yeah, so they have not recognized it in the room because he's showing as second place running order. Well, lane 3 is our lead swimmer. So the timing system is pretty smart. It does recognize that a touch might have been missed and can correct it. So again, lane 3 is our lead swimmer, but might not represent on the board that it's his final touch. Yep, so they just recognized it, and as you can see, the scoreboard there with the blue 0-0. So what that represents is a plunger or a backup timer used. We'll find one in a second. So in addition to the touchpad in the pool, real quick, we can see one of the volunteers picking up a plunger. So think of it like a Jeopardy button. So that's used to represent or to allow a backup or another means of indicating when the swimmer finishes. So in that case, the blue number on the scoreboard represents that backup or plunger was the time recorded. And it's just a way of indicating, but then they can go back and they can look that that was the actual finish for him because there was a missed touch in between. All right. So a couple swimmers still in the pool, 3 swimmers finished. So let's focus in on lane 4, Wang. He's our 4th place. And also still swimming is lane 2. So again, this is the last 500 that we're swimming. Then we'll move into the 1,000. So you can see some of the ladies lining up behind the box now, getting ready. And again, just for reference, some parents might not have the experience. My kids are older, so I've been through it. The 500 that's currently being swum is swum at the high school level. That is the longest individual race swum at the high school level. And then from there, there's also a 400-yard relay. All right, real quick, we'll take a look at the ladies lining up, and then we'll zoom out and show you their lane assignments. Oh, am I missing one? Yeah, I am. Sorry, lane 8. All right. And here's their lane assignments. Again, I hope you find that useful there, putting the names there so you can get an association to where the swimmers are. At one point, I had the logos working on it tonight. There was a little gremlin that made that stop working, so we'll try and get that remedied for the weekend. Okay, underway here. This is event 5, heat 1, girls 1,000. right, so here's the turn for 50. All right, again, the next heat is going to be the boys. So on the top right, you'll see the boys' names. So we're starting with girls and then going to boys. And then we'll alternate back and forth. Again, overall, there's 6 heats here. Looks like 3, yep, 3 and 3. So this is a 300 split for our 3 lead swimmers here in the middle of the pool. Followed by 6, 7, and 8. And then we'll jump up to lane 2. I missed her last time. Hopefully we'll catch her here on her turn. All right, so the swimmers are seeing 13s, the lead swimmer's seeing 13s at the far end. All right, so we have 19s at the far end for the lead swimmers as they come down. This will be their 500 split. So Lippis leading us out on a 5:27 split, followed by lane 5, Ewing. Fourth place for lane 6, followed by 8 and then 7. And lane 2 is our 7th place swimmer. So with the 1,040 lengths, lead swimmers saw 27s at the far end, so they're completing 28 lengths. 700 yards complete for the lead, 3 swimmers there. So this is lane 4 and 5, middle of the pool. 2 lead swimmers. And then we follow it up here by, back here is lane 6, 7, and 8. All right, so 3/4 of the way done there. 30 laps complete for the lead 3 swimmers here as lane 3 turns Murray. So this is Murray in lane 3 running 3rd place here, jump ahead, lanes 4 and 5. So it's lane 4 followed by lane 5 in the lead, followed by lane 3 just above them. So this is lane 1 at the top, followed going right to left, lane 2 and 3. So that's our 4th place swimmer there down in lane 6, green cap turned. Lane 4 gets the bell, a little late. There's first and second place. And here's third place coming in lane 3. This is lane 6, I believe. So there's our top 4 swimmers, middle of the pool. Lane 8 finishing up, I believe. All right, still have a swimmer out in lane 1. The names for the next race, the boys, are in the top right in orange. Oh, I got distracted. Sorry, I was looking lane 8 there, Sean Bell. Maria Shonabel. Nice 14-second drop there. So here's a look at the boys. I'm all over the place. Lining up. Lane 8 to your right. Lane 1 top of your screen. And here's their lane assignments. All right, underway with the boys. Names on the top right are the girls for their second heat of the 1,000. All right, here's our 100 splits for the boys.
That's a picture right there.
All right, we'll zoom in here, lane 5 leading us out. Followed by 3, 6, 7, 4. Oh, I missed 8. Sorry about that. That's 6th place, and then 7th and 8th place running order up here in lanes 1 and 2. All right, so our lead swimmers coming under the flags. Take a look back at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and 5th place. Tight grouping there. All right, so this is 2nd through 5th. See the swimmer going to the left there. That's our lead swimmer. And lane 8. So this is our lead swimmer. He saw 11 at the far end. This will be 12 lengths complete, 300-yard split. This is our lane 8 swimmer. All right, jump back to the lead swimmer here. So this should be a 400 split for him here. This is lane 3. Jump down to the 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 6, 7, 8, sorry. And then up top we see lane 1 making a turn here for his 400. And lane 2 making the 400 turn. All right, so the running order here is lane 4. It's our lead swimmer. He's coming under the flags to the right side of the pool. All right, so this is our lead swimmer, lane 4. Second place is lane 3. Wait, did I miss? Oh, lane 5. I'm sorry, I'm messed up. I'm sorry. Lane 5 is our lead swimmer there, Crowther. I am backwards, sorry. All right, so lane 3 is in second place. Lane 8, third place. Our lead swimmer here in lane 5, right here, white cap. This should be a 700 split. Yep, so he's 714, so just over 31s. All right, sorry I was a little off there. I was confusing lane 4 and 5. It's lane 8 in third place, running order followed by lane 7 in fourth. Okay, so in the middle of these three is our lead swimmer. We'll see the counts down here at the far end. Again, with the 1,000, we're swimming 40 lengths. We'll go to a wide view for a second, catch our breath. Okay, take a look at the counts at the far end here. Lane 8 just saw 33. Lane 7 seeing 33. So again, our lead swimmer has lapped other swimmers, so the counts will be a little off. Take a look at the top of the pools. So that's lane 1 towards the top, 2 and 3. All right, we'll swing back. This is our lead swimmer getting the bell. Hopefully he heard the bell, didn't see the red square indicating final length. Soon find out. Yep. Nice job, 10:29. All right, lane 3 was third place running order. Had passed lane 8 here. 10:54 for East. Kenny East there, lane 8, came in on 11:16. Swam 10:54. Nice 22-24 second. Henry Crowther there in lane 5, the low time there, came in on a 10:33, swam at 10:29. All right, up next will be a heat of the girls. Full 8 lanes, and we have one more heat full of the boys, and we'll have girls and boys, but we have 6 swimmers and 5 swimmers. So. All right, we'll take a look at the girls lining up. This is lane 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, we'll take a look at here's their names and lane assignments. And on the top right are the names for the boys in the next race. Again, this is another 1,040 lengths of the pool. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Love to get feedback. If you're enjoying it, areas we can improve, let us know. All right, here are the girls coming down for their 100 split. Lane 7 leading us out. Followed by lane 3. All right, so this is our lead swimmer here, lane 7. Followed by lane 3. And this is 4, 5, 6, right to left. And lane 8. And we'll jump up to lanes 1 and 2. So running order still lane 7, lane 3, and then 4, 6, 5 coming up under the flag shortly. And then we have lane 8, 2 and 1. So that's our lead swimmer in lane 7. Second place running order here in lane 3. So it's a 500 split here for lane 7. And a 500 split for lane 3. And the same with lanes 4, 6, 5. Those are 500s. And then followed by 7, 8, and 1. So everybody's halfway done. I'm sorry, I misspoke. 7, 2, and 1. Okay, second lane from the bottom, our lead swimmer here. It's lane 7 turning there. And then followed by lane 3, it's our second place swimmer. So our lead swimmer in lane 7 saw 29, so this will be 30, 3/4 of the way done. All right, so lane 7 coming down here at the 800 turn, green cap. Followed by lane 3 here. There's her turn for 32. Pardon me, 32 lanes complete for our 2 lead swimmers. All right, 40 total lengths in this race. And you see the names for the boys in the next race, which is their middle heat. So each boys and girls, there's 3 heats. Oh, here comes the bell. A little late. He's getting there. All right, 50 to go for our lead swimmer, lane 7. It's Sophie there, lane 7. She came in on a 11:57. Looks like we're dropping significant time here. Nice job, Sophie. .52-second drop. And lane 3, Lily there, came in at 11:48, also 30-plus second drop. I'm sorry, there's Lily. I was trying to read the seed time. All right. So that's first and second complete. I believe this is third place here. Lane 4. Sophie Sanders. And then followed by lanes 5 and 6. 151.52, yeah. I'm sorry, lane 1 completed. Sorry, I missed that one. Lane 1 and 2, and lane 8, wrapping it up. All right, nice job, ladies. So we have our boys lining up for their next heat. This is lane 8, 7-6. I'll give you the names. So here's the names with the lane assignments for the boys. All right, now on the top right are the names for the girls for their final heat. Yeah, the third and final heat for the girls on the top right. All right, so that's 100 splits for the boys there. Okay, lane 3 leading us out, followed by 2, and then 7. So that's a 200 splits here for lanes 3 and 2, followed by 7. So this is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Love to get feedback. The chat is open on YouTube, or you can email us. It's Common Guy Sports NJ for New Jersey. commonguysportsnj@gmail.com, all one big word. So we're here tomorrow and Sunday covering the traditional, the 200s, hundreds, and so on. All the information is on the Mariners website. If you just Google search Madison Area Y swim team, should be able to find it. I believe everything's being pushed to Meet Mobile. So Meet Mobile is an app for phones and tablets you can download. And I like to point out on the bottom right of your screen, you see a little ad there for Fluid Mechanics. They're sponsoring this weekend's meet, so they're helping out with the financial obligations and logistics and everything else it takes to put on a meet. So I'm going to run a video after. I ran one at the beginning. I'll run one at the end. Please take a look, understand their offering, and you can see the email address and website address there to get more information. All right, so let's zoom in on a couple of the swimmers. Here's lanes 2 and 3. We'll take a look at that. Actually, we'll jump down here to 7. That's our lead swimmer at the 400. And here's 2 and 3. We'll follow them, and then we'll jump forward to lane 7. This is 18 of 40 lengths complete. So lane 7 to your left, 6, 5, and 4 there also in your picture. So lane 7 at the bottom of your screen is the lead swimmer. He's lapping the swimmers to his left, now to his right. And to the left of your screen, we'll follow the swimmer in lane 8 here for his return back to the start end. Our second place swimmer here is in lane 3, just coming into frame. Oh, I'm sorry, lane 2 is our second place swimmer. I'm sorry. So we can see there he completed 23 lengths. When he comes back, this 24th will represent 600 yards complete. Okay, that is lane 2 there. We'll stay here and pick up swimmer in lane 1. Okay, again, lane 7 here, second higher, the one. That's our lead swimmer. So you saw 27 at that end. He'll come down, turn at 28, 700, 300 to go. And he's second place swimmer up here in lane 2. try and get a face when we're going this way. I guess he heard me. So the running order is 7-8-3. Is that correct? No, I'm sorry. 7-2-3. Here's our second place swimmer just coming under the flags. (27:49) split on that last 50. 10:17 overall. Sorry, lane 2. There's lane 2 finishing. So Alex Buffetta Jimenez there, lane 7, came in on a 12:00 flat. Maybe never swam this before. Gave a huge effort there. I believe lane 3 is finishing. Third place for lane 3, followed by lane 8 down here. Fourth place for lane 8, Smith. Came in on a 12:01, swam at 11:12. So a couple swimmers, 12:00 flat, maybe just an assigned time, converted time. But awesome effort there, lane 7. All right, we see the ladies lining up. So this will be the last heat for the women's 1,000 free. Shows 6 swimmers. Those names should be on the top right of your screen. This is our swimmer in lane 1. All right, final 25 here. All right. And we can see the women lining up, so we'll start at the top. Lane 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Another quick shout out to Alex there. Great effort in that last race. 10:17. All right, and here's our lane assignments for the ladies. All right, underway. And on the top right are the names for the boys' last 1,000 race. So if you're new to watching things on YouTube, at any point you can pause it and then resume at any point. You can rewind, even though this is a live stream. Think of it much like, a TV with the DVR. You can rewind, or you can pause, rewind, and so on. And then after tonight, it will be available for rewatching. And if you were interested, I also have a high-quality recording going on here. So if there was something, a child's race that you wanted to keep, have a separate clip that you can rewatch or, edit on your own, just reach out. This is Mike at Common Guy Sports. You can reach us via email, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. Or if you have trouble reaching me, reach out to any of your coaches. They have Coach Collins' contact information at Mariners, and he can put you in touch with me. Again, my pleasure here covering. I hope you're enjoying it. We're back tomorrow and Sunday. All right, so our lead swimmers here are in 5 and 6. So they'll be kind of near here. I like this camera angle, gives a different perspective. Over the years, some people just prefer more of a wide angle like this. And I guess depending on the type of device you're watching, might be a little hard to see a swimmer. And then the last option is just staying in this corner angle and then losing certain parts of the pool. I can spin this a little like this, but what occurs is then we lose the blocks. So again, love to get feedback. Can always adapt based on feedback, so let us know. All right, there's our lead 3 swimmers making the turn. As we pan down the far end, we'll see that they're seeing 15s. So as they return to the start, this will be 400-yard splits. That's our second and third place swimmers. This is lane 3. Currently in 4th place. And lanes 4 and 7. Interesting, I don't know if you caught that on the top left, the swimmers in 5 and 6 had exactly same times on that last turn. So they're seeing 23s, they'll be at 24 or 600 as they come down. Again, lane 2, our lead swimmer here. And followed by 5 and 6. All right, so lane 2, just coming under the flags, top of your screen, that's our lead swimmer. And then followed by 6th and 5 towards the bottom of the screen there. The second 2 from the bottom. So again, our lead swimmers seeing 29s. So that's lanes 2, 5, and 6. The other swimmers are 2 lengths behind. So that's 30 laps complete for 2, 5, and 6. 7 and 4 are 2 lengths behind. And lane 3 is our 4th place swimmer, McGrath. Should be seeing 31. So that'll be her 800 when she comes back. So again, let's take a look at this end. So lane 2, top of your screen, still has slight lead. 5 shortening up that lead though. Take the middle of the pool view, and then we'll jump to the start end. Let's see what that distance is. All right, so lane 2 turning towards the top of your screen, followed by lane 5. It's about a second difference there. Try and follow them as they turn at the far end. And so lane 2 towards the top of your screen has had the lead. Lane 5 has shortened it up here. They're going to see 36 at the far end. We'll see who turns. They're at 37, so this will be Bell when they come down. So 75 to go at this point. (11:04.22), 11:04.17, 5/100 split difference. Lane 5. With the kick here. That's Sophia in lane 5. Really the last 200, she's shortened it up and now having a great last 50. She just split a 30.77. Awesome swim, Sophia. Follow their 3rd place, lane 6. Couple swimmers still in the pool here. Up next will be the last of the 1,000, a boys heat. 5 swimmers. Those names are on the top right of your screen. All right, ladies, great swim. Real quick, we'll look at the boys up top. What's that, lane 3, 4, 5. Over here, look, there you go, thank you. All right. All right, and here's their lane assignments. Okay, we're underway. This is the last of the 1,000s, and we're going to move into the 400 IM. It's going to be one heat. It's going to be co-ed. We'll have the girls in lanes 1, 2, 3, and the boys in 6, 7, 8. All right, those are 50 splits there. Oops, sorry, missed the camera there. All right, on the top right are now the names for the 400 IM. Lanes 1, 2, 3 are the ladies. 6, 7, 8 are the men. All right. So according to the projected timeline, we're a little bit behind, but with the last event getting consolidated down to one race, that'll wrap it up. So it is 8:03 in real time, and it said that this race should have went off at 7:52. All right, so hope you're enjoying the coverage. We're back tomorrow and Sunday. There'll be separate streams. Hopefully everybody found it easy today. If you want to tell somebody else how to find it, depending on where they're watching it, if you have the link for today, if you just click on our company icon, the gray camera, you can then go to that page and do a share, and that'll take them to the main one. Or if they're trying to watch from a TV or something that doesn't have a keyboard, if you just open the YouTube app and you search Common Guy Sports, in this case 3 separate words, should be able to find it. It's a gray company logo with a vintage kind of video camera. And then if you tap on that or select that with your TV, you'll then get the listing for the 4 different sessions 2 through 5 for tomorrow and Sunday. Again, thanks for joining. Hope you're enjoying it. Again, this is a second to the last race. This is the boys' last 1,000, and then we'll move into the 400 IMs, where we have 6 swimmers, 3 girls, 3 boys. All right, so our lead swimmer here in lane 4 is coming down at a 400 split. I've been a little slow to announce this. So this is Bial Afifi. So that's a 400 split there, 4:22.61. In second place is lane 6. There we go, and then followed by lane 5. It's Will and Daniel, respectively. Lane 6 to your left, lane 5, next one in. And then lane 3 is our 4th place swimmer. That's Aiden Rue, and then Roger Rice up in lane 2. So Bilal here in lane 4, seeing 19, if I was on the camera. So this will be a 500 split for him. Looks like we're losing a cap, and it's gone. So this is second and third place here. Lane 6 and 5. And then up here's lanes 3 and then 2 are fourth and fifth place running orders. This is lane 3. And lane 2. So this is Bilal here in lane 4, our lead swimmer turning. And then to the bottom of your screen are second and third place in this. So he's seeing a 27 when he comes down. That'll be 28 lengths complete, 700 yards. So this will be 30 lengths complete for Bilal here in lane 4. Three-quarters of the way done for him. This is second and third place swimmers. So the swimmer going to the left here, that's our lead swimmer. He's completing 33 of the 40 lengths. So our lead swimmer seeing 37 at that far end. We all know what that means. Bell lap. Big kick here on the finish. Bilal putting it all in. .30-40 split there after swimming 39 other laps. 38 if you count it as a 50. All right, so we see a couple more red squares. Swimmers finishing here. 11:06 was Bilal's finish. Came in on a 12:07. Thanks for keeping the math easy. Over a minute drop. 11:34 for Murray. Came in on a 12:09. And Will Van Dusa, oh, he's still out. Somebody, what happened? Will didn't get a touch? Will's in the wall, but no touch. No backup timer. All right. So there is a manual timer behind the block there for Will. So shouldn't be an issue. All right, real quick, let's take a look at the three girls up top here, swimming 400 IM. Should be lanes 1, 2, and 3, respectively, left to right there, and the boys, 3 of them. All right, here's their lane assignments. Again, they've combined this, girls and boys, into the same race. Boys' names might not be displayed, but it'll keep score. So my name should be accurate on the top right. All right, so even though it's not on the scoreboard, again, this is an IM, so let's get it down here. We get some good face shots as they come into the wall. So for the girls' side, you see the names on the scoreboard on the top left. When I turn it back on, you'll see it. But on the top right, there's a scoreboard with the girls' names. So on the top right, you'll see the names. So we have Cooper Wong in lane 5, which will be the third from the bottom. Jonathan Montesano, lane 7, and Matthew Tabish in lane 8. So those are the 3 boys towards the bottom of the screen. So as you see, the scoreboard's running, just doesn't have the names in there. That's will be a non-issue. Let's jump down the far end of the pool. So lane 2 leading us out, that's Penelope Byler. Unfortunately, referee has his hand up. I don't know for which swimmer, but you can probably see it there on the bottom left of your screen. Let me put the scoreboard back on. So you see the splits there, 1:15:20, so a 41 split for Byler there. So again, 400 IM, 100 yards of each stroke. So while we have the backstroke occurring, call it the grandma shot. We'll pan down here to lane 7. That's Jonathan Montesano. And here's lane 6, Cooper Wong. And lane 8, Matthew Tabish. Again, with the scoreboard, they're just not displaying the names. All right, so our lead swimmer up here, lane 2, Penelope Byler. Penelope's halfway through her breaststroke. Lane 1, Clarissa Kong coming in. She'll transition to the breaststroke. And lane 8 near on your screen there is Matthew Tabish. All right, so lane 2 towards the top of your screen there. Penelope's transitioning to her freestyle. She has 4 lengths to go. Again, top of the screen, that's lane 1 towards the top. Penelope here freestyling in lane 2. So she has 50 to go here, down and back for Penelope. 450 was her cumulative there, split a, what was our seed, sorry, 539. So you see lane 7 there, Jonathan's transition to his freestyle. So this should be Penelope coming in on her finish. Again, with the 539 seed, dropping 13 seconds. Lane 1, Clarissa Kong transitioning to freestyle. And this is lane 7 here. Jonathan, he has 50 to go in freestyle. And a very energetic coach, parent. This is Matthew Tabish, lane 8. He's got 50 to go in the freestyle. And all the girls have transitioned to freestyle. Jonathan came in on a 652 seed, swam a 624. Really impressed for 12-year-olds. Take a look at the girls finishing up their freestyle. I'm sorry, I missed Matthew here, finished off lane 8. All right, hope you enjoyed the coverage tonight. Wrapping up here, last event, last swimmer out in the water. We're back at it early tomorrow. Warm-ups, 7:30-ish. Meet start 8:30 is session, known as session 2, or the first session on Saturday. And then the second session starts swimming at 1:10. Warm-ups for that is like 11:45. So again, thanks for joining tonight. Great job to all the kids. Saw some impressive times. All right. Again, this is Mike, Common Guy Sports. I ask you to stick around for about a minute. I'm going to run a video from our sponsor, Fluid Mechanics. Great program they run to improve technique. Give that a watch. Again, love to get feedback. Either you can comment through YouTube, you can click on the About on YouTube to get us, or an email, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. Hope to see you on the stream tomorrow. Have a good night. Please take a watch to this video.
Fluid mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that it's because of the early focus on technique.